Welcome to Under the Covers.
Where all of our cards are on the table, whether we meant to play them or not.
I'm Bill.
And I'm James.
We're the founders of Iowa Cover Crop, and we disagree about nearly everything.
These are the same conversation we've been having for years, usually over a beer.
It starts with farming and usually ends somewhere else.
No script, no sales pitch, no guarantee we're right.
To keep this from turning into a 3-hour debate, we play a game of cribbage while we talk.
When the game's over, the episode's over.
Somebody's probably wrong.
Someone's definitely losing. This is Under the Covers. All right, we're back in Studio 112 AOA here downtown Jefferson. As you say, in the
shadow of the bell tower of Jefferson, Iowa.
Yeah. So, episode 2. Last time Bill won the cribbage game.
Technicality.
I think it's because I was talking and moved the wrong peg. And I think that's why he won.
It's part of the game is focus.
Low card wins. Bill does a 5. Is that what you had? 5?
I had 5 years.
I had 7.
You know what we should have done?
What's that?
Well, just a little insider baseball. We should have changed shirts so they wouldn't have known it was the same day.
Like, we could just go topless.
We did think about playing strip cribbage. Let us know in the comments whether you'd like to see that or not.
Getting already racy in episode 2. Subject of episode 2. Megan thought that this subject could be too racy and might alienate too many people, too many potential listeners. I said YOLO. This is a great topic that I'm excited to talk about because it not only relates a lot to our business and our history of our business, but a lot of what's going on in Iowa, which is...
Well, hot off the presses, Des Moines Water Works fired up their nitrate removal system this week, which doesn't happen in January ever. Last time it was 2015 January. Obviously,
it's your crib. You dealt.
There's a few things. I want to say right away, I'm generally the more critical of things like this. Maybe is that true? I don't know if it is.
Critical of the nitrate removal or critical of farmers?
Of standard operating procedures, maybe. Not farmers, but just the way things have always been.
Do you think the nitrogen removal machine has a pony motor to get going, or do you think it's been starting so much lately?
I imagine it's pull start. Yeah,
it's a pull start.
Yeah.
I think it has a pony motor, a little Kohler that gets it going.
What I was gonna say, I think so. Obviously, we're having a crazy weird January, right? It's warm, unseasonably warm. We got 1.5 inches of rain at my house last.
You got that much?
Yeah, last week. So there's variables that go into why this thing was turned on, other than just pollutants entering the stream. But
yeah, because one problem we have right now is there's no frost in the ground.
Yeah, none. I was drilling corner posts last week and this week.
And I wonder what the last time we haven't had no frost in January.
Yeah, usually Iowa, your third week of January is your -10, -20 degree week. So it's super weird. We did have a cold stint there in early December where I think we got as much snow in early December as we did all last year.
Are we just going to talk about weather for 20 more minutes?
Isn't that what the cool kids do?
I mean, I was thinking about, I was going to say, and we got a really early snow right by Thanksgiving.
As a disclaimer, I just want to put all the facts out there that, there's every year in farming is different, right? And the weather is 99% of that. So we're not naive enough to think that the machine kicked on just because of something that farmers were doing or cities were doing or whatever the pollutant sources might be. there's obviously variables that aren't accounted for.
Yeah, so the nitrogen machine turned back on, and the nitrogen machine has a lot of history with Iowa cover crop because the last time the nitrogen machine got a lot of press was 14, when Bill Stowe and
2015. I can't remember.
doesn't matter. It like about
I think it was 2015, if I remember right.
Yeah, about 10, 11 years ago. And it was Bill Stowe decided to sue all the drainage districts north on the Raccoon River watershed, except for Greene County. It was not in the, it was
Very strange, yeah.
And we are in Greene County.
The county's upstream from us.
Yeah, the county's upstream. So Bill and I had just started business, and being good, what do they call those lawyers that ambulance chasers? We sent flyers, cover crop flyers,
Yeah, we did.
to all of the farmers north that were getting sued.
Yeah, north and west of us, yeah.
So we went on the
We blew our $600 marketing budget on that.
that might have been like the largest marketing budget we've ever had. But we went on the EWG Environmental Working Group website, and we found the top 200 farmers in every one of those counties, and we sent them a postcard. And where our real break came through is we found out that Sac County was doing like a cover crop. What was it? Were they like they had a bid?
Their USDA office was like coordinating cover crop application for the whole county. Not that you had to do it through them, but they were providing a pretty easy avenue for people that were interested in cover crops to adopt them. So they were kind of consolidating people, and then they were trying to find the people with the best bid and best ability to apply all these cover crops. And that's kind of how we got our start.
So that was our like first big sales. We went up to the Sac County Soil and Water Commission. We sat in the break room up there in Sac City. You remember a lady's name? Conda.
Yeah, great.
She was the one that
Really
got us
good.
going, and she gave us a chance. And we applied about probably 1,000 acres,
Yeah,
which for us was just
we were humming.
monstrous. So that was pretty exciting.
Yeah.
And so part of our business, well, why don't you tell us about the application business while I try to figure out my cards here.
Yeah, so we kind of, throughout this whole timeline, we've tried to figure out, like, okay, selling seed is kind of hard if you can sell the seed in application, because there was a real need for applicators. So if we could streamline that process, get it on the field so that people didn't have to think about it, all they did was call us, we were going to sell more seed. That was the goal. And it worked. That's pretty much what we built the business off of.
Yeah, and so we were kind of, I don't call it lucky, but like part of business is lucky. We had this thing happen with Bill Stowe where he's suing the Water Works. We had the nitrogen machine turns on, and then you have this like two 20-year-olds that are mild ambulance chasers trying to get some business. And then at the same time, there happened to be a guy in Jefferson who was about our age that also his dad owned the spray plane business, the crop dusting business. And so he's like, well, shit, I'll go and apply cover crops. And we did 1,000 acres, and it was probably about one of the biggest sales that we ever made there. I mean, it really got us going. And it doesn't seem like a lot back then, but
It gave us traction, and it proved the model, right?
It proved the model, yeah. So, and since then, we do multiple tens of thousands. And I think Conda's retired.
I think Conda's retired. I think we peaked the year before this one. We did like 30,000 acres of application. So,
And that's so in Iowa cover crop, that's Bill's big, like that's his baby, is like chasing the air plate around.
yeah.
And so how many airports do you think you did last year?
Probably about a dozen. We kind of circle this area, and then we have, our dealers obviously are kind of doing the same thing. But yeah, so it was lucky. I'll agree with you that we were kind of lucky with the timing. Like we had a really good group of friends in like the advocacy groups, and we had really good friends in the application that were excited about it. And so like all these stars kind of aligned, and we just kind of put the pieces together.
Yeah.
Is basically what we did.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fortunate, but you still gotta make your own luck, right? Okay.
You still got to take the semi to the airport.
Yeah.
So the Waterworks has kind of been a little bit integral to our business here really for a while, and just got 2 on that hand. Gosh,
yeah.
that was crappy. So it's been kind of integral for our business, and I don't want to like say like someone's misfortune is someone's someone got advantage of it. But the nice thing about the nitrogen machine is it has given a lot of press to cover crops and really conservation practices and whole. Mm-hmm. So the nitrogen machine ran basically all this summer. Like if you remember like COVID numbers, they would come out every morning and be like, all right, this is how many COVID cases we have, and this is how many deaths, and it's like so depressing. Well, the summer was, this is how many days we've been running the nitrogen machine, and you can't water, and I mean, no one, like their lawns weren't going to get burnt up because it literally rained every single day. But it really, like to our urban neighbors, it really made them be cognizant and like second guess if their water's good to drink. Because if you can't water with, use it for watering on your lawn, then you kind of question, is this something I want to be putting in my body? Mm. And so as farmers, because there's so few of us, like this is a big deal. And it's not only a big deal for us as a business. How did you get that far ahead? How many did you have there?
I had 16 on that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think that's what I had. Or no, my crib was huge. I had a decent hand, and my crib was 12. 13.
I'm gonna get completely skunked here.
Yeah.
What were we even talking about? That's so distracting how far ahead you are.
You were saying that you agree with suing farmers.
Oh my gosh. You had to. Is this where you want to see the argument? Okay, so here's. No. All right. Let me talk. All right. Do you think? All right. I'm gonna give you 2 times if you agreed with the lawsuit. Then in 2015, or if you agree with it now in hindsight, like seeing what's happened. So in 2015, Bill Frederick, did you agree with the suit?
I would say I was 70% against it.
You were 70% against the suit.
I think so.
I don't believe that. I bet you were like, you were a
might have
huge
been.
Bill Stowe. You were like signing your name on the petition.
My thing is, other than the lawyers that are listening to this right now, I hate that we have to settle stuff through lawsuits. Like it's my biggest pet peeve.
Like, what would you have? Like, rather like one of those like the giant slap contests.
So that was where I was always conflicted. Was like, I hate how effective this is.
As you hated how the lawsuit was effective.
Yeah, because I think so. Like after the lawsuit, think about how many government programs came. Like I think that's when WQI started. Like that cost share money.
So do you hate the fight, or did you hate how, like, what method, like, you were
I hate the methodology. I hate that was actually probably the most effective way to get it
So
done.
were you for it in 2015 or against it? You guys, like, give me like a one, like, yay or nay.
I still think I was mostly against it, and now I'm probably still against it because I don't like, as a farmer, like this is where Farm Bureau and I really agree, is I don't think farmers should be forced into situations. But also, if they're not voluntarily complying, and if companies aren't going to pay them a premium to raise their products with cover crops or what have you on them, like the lawsuit was a huge driver for it. So I'm still very conflicted about it.
I would say I was probably 100% against the lawsuit when it happened. And now in hindsight, I'd probably be 70 or 80% with the lawsuit. Just because, and here's my reason, I thought the lawsuit was going to like make like broad range like adoption changes. And it just didn't happen. Like I just don't think we're seeing like the adoption that we did. So maybe we deserve to get sued.
Well, yeah, but also like, you and I talk, we're basically providing the product as farmers. We're providing the product that the public is demanding, right? And the public, if they demand a sustainably raised product that costs more to produce, they have to be willing to bear their share of the load. Right?
We're just going to get into a whole other topic because, like, are we producing a product that people want? A 2 billion bushel carryout?
Yeah.
Right?
Fair enough.
So, anyway.
So, what I think the lawsuit did was 29. Jeez, go.
Sucker.
It made advocacy groups like Farm Bureau, 6, say, hey, we better react to this and do some voluntary compliance, or else we are going to have mandates coming down the pipeline, and we don't want mandates, right?
And I'm not saying that there hasn't been a lot of voluntary compliance or voluntary adoption, and there has been a lot of voluntary.
Sure.
I mean, you just look at how much, like we just said it earlier, we went from, what'd you say, 1,000 acres to 30,000 acres, going from no dealers to, how many dealers do we have?
Somewhere around 15.
I think Megan says 28 now.
28.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised by that too.
Really?
Yeah. Anyway, she said 28. Good for you, Bill, for not knowing how many dealers we have.
Yeah. But that was, that's what I think anyways. It's like, it forced us to be like, oh, geez, we better start doing some more of this. And then these farm advocacy groups went and they found money that could be used for cost share. So like they really drove a lot of these programs that are in, and that's awesome. I wish they didn't feel like they were forced to do that through a lawsuit, like. Sure. I wish they would have seen the problem, identified it, and went after it before then.
I have a very important question. What is the jack worth? That's the club. Is that
Knobs,
worth 2?
Knobs is 1.
Only 1?
Yeah.
You'd think a 1 in 52 chance.
It's not 1 in 52. It's like 1 in
26.
I mean, I don't know what the odds are of you getting a jack, but then you've got 12 others to match it with.
All right. Well,
there's probably a statistician on staff. Do we have a statistician in the Art of Aries studios?
Yeah, I think there is. There probably needs to be. All right. So, where do you think?
My deal, your deal.
It is your deal. I just did the crib. Where do you think?
How did you catch up?
Because I'm really good at cribbage. because I got 14 there.
We need an auditor on this scoreboard, I feel like.
This scoreboard and counting, I guarantee you is off. I would actually like to play a game, just like that last bullshit game we played. I'd like to play a game where someone else counts our cards for us.
That's probably not a bad idea.
Because I bet we both missed 6 points. This is actually better than last game.
For sure.
I don't know if it's the one beer we had.
We're seasoned vets.
Or now that we're like, who can we call that has podcast and played cribbage before?
That's true. It's probably the tea, the mint tea.
Are we going to have, if we have guests for the podcast, are we going to have them play cribbage with us?
We can play three-handed cribbage. There's three-handed cribbage. This board's even got the spot for it.
Yeah, I guess
We're
so.
set.
Yeah.
It will be like a prerequisite for guests. Like if we're going to get like the Secretary of Ag and he can't play cribbage, it's like, sorry.
So
we don't really have a spot for you.
All right. So first, I have a comment, and you can. So we just also got back from Practical Farmer annual meeting. Is it conference? Annual meeting? What
Annual conference. Yeah.
Annual conference. And one of the guys, Wade Dooley, who's a PFI board member, right?
Yep.
That he's running for Secretary of Agriculture as of yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And we've done a lot of things with Wade.
Super guy.
Yeah, kind of does something very similar to us by Marshalltown, and he's running for Secretary of Agriculture. And what do you think? What do you think the future looks like with the old nitrogen machine?
Oh.
What do you think? Like what do you your crystal ball? Republican governor, Republican legislator. I'd say a farm group, Farm Bureau, Iowa soybean, that have a pretty good pulse on their members, I'd say. Like, there's not like major revolts and like new commodity groups coming in state. So what do you, like having that kind of like control, what do you think is going to happen?
I have this problem where I'm an optimist.
Is that a problem?
I think it's served me well, but
Go.
I don't know if it's always realistic. I think that, like, I'm always excited about new technology in agriculture, right? Like, you hear about these things that are coming down the pipeline and you're like, if this is real, it's going to reduce inputs, it's going to reduce labor, just like the precision planting, precision fertilizer, like all of that should make us way more efficient. And there's a million things coming down the pipeline technology-wise in agriculture that get me really excited about where it's going. That being said, the last
I
50
feel like you're
years,
kind of skating around the question.
yeah, the last 50 years has proven that, that problem has gotten exponentially worse in the farm industry of sending our nitrates and our phosphorus downstream.
You get to play card too.
I think it's your shot.
I think you just
11.
told me that so you could get last card or whatever.
No, I don't think so. I think.
All right, so you're an
I'm
optimist.
I'm an optimist. However, I see a lot of places, like if the powers that be right now that are controlling a lot of agriculture continue to, it's probably just a steady trend in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
You?
Well, I want to brag a little bit about this hand because it's a pretty bitchin' hand. So I'm not dealing, so I don't have the crib. I think that's 10 or 12.
I'd call it 12. Yeah, I think it's 12.
12. Yeah. So that's pretty good for like the
pretty
off.
Good. That's pretty good.
Look at this. Tolof's telling me over here, show the cards. Show the cards, James.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty good hand for, and we aren't going, we decided in the last episode that we're not going the full 120.
I got 6.
Because it is a little too long. So we're only going to 80. It's like right now we are pretty much tied.
3/4 of the way there. Oh, look at this crib though. Double run in the crib. Can't beat that.
There you go. So yeah, so I was talking about where I think it's going to go. Like all good politics, nowhere. We'll probably just talk about it for another 10 years.
Do you think it can sustain it though?
Can it sustain it? I think it goes nowhere until you probably get a different legislature in that demand change, and probably demand change through regulation, kind of like highly erodible land, or the soils that are like, the more susceptible, like the watersheds that cause most of the pollutants. Because it's proven that some watersheds pump out more nitrogen than other watersheds. And that's the reason why Greene County didn't get sued. If you remember, they do the tests for the nitrates in the county, and they couldn't figure out, don't quote me as this gospel, but if I remember right, they because I remember asking this question at one of the Farm Bureau meetings, why isn't Greene County being sued? And the answer was because Greene County lost nitrogen. Because there was less nitrogen on the bottom end of the Raccoon River watershed than the top end. So there was something in our, there was something in our soils that.
I know, so like I'm a commissioner on the Soil and Water Board, and we've been doing 30 plus years of water sampling at like 30 different tile outlets or creeks in Greene County, just in Greene County, which is pretty cool. We don't know what to do with the information, but we do have it. And the ones that, like, we measure a couple that come in from the north, and they are always bad. Now, ours are bad, too. Ours are
but
also...
how about the ones on the south?
They're still bad, but they don't stack up to what we see coming into the county in a lot of these places. Whatever that is, I don't know, but...
So what do you think, if you could snap your fingers and you could be king for a day of Iowa water quality, Iowa water quality czar, is what you're going to be?
Oh, yeah. I like that.
Yeah. What
24.
would... Yeah, I know, Bill. I can
Sorry.
I'm thinking about how to play this. What would you do? That's 25. If you need to help with that.
Go.
Okay.
I would probably make a lot of landowners mad.
Okay.
And I am one. You're one.
Yes. And
Our families all are one.
And they're all on the Raccoon River watershed or watersheds that feed into Des Moines.
I don't
10.
see 18. I don't see a better, like, actual viable way forward than taking some crop down out of production and putting it into something most likely perennial. Mm-hmm. So like, Minnesota has mandatory buffer strips along their streams because water is where they make a pile of money as a state.
You mean like through recreation?
Through recreation and tourism, et cetera. And so they are a little more proactive about protecting their waterways than we are. I think you take 10% of every field out of production. You totally reduce the overproduction.
Yep.
And you have 10% of that field into some sort of buffer strip, which is great for wildlife, great for pollinators, and is going to stop a ton of our leaching.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you, and that's something that you and I are kind of already doing. I'm planting perennials right next to the Raccoon River, out of cropland. You're doing diverse crop rotations that don't have as much nitrogen base, like small grains. I think you're right. I think that is the solution, and probably more cover crops, like sometimes I get, like Bill's heard this a million times, where I get like upset about the word cost share because the USDA gives all kinds of money for farmers for just existing. Like if you have a Schedule F, then all of a sudden you get a huge blanket payment. Like we're getting this Trump payment for, gosh. But hey, I get to count. Okay, score update.
Oh yeah,
We're
9 points away.
we are tied.
9
points away from winning. Look at this bitch in hand right there.
Let me see it.
No, I'm not gonna let you see it because I get to count first. Okay, so as farmers, we get cost share, and I get a little upset with cost share because we just get blanket money for existing, right? And instead of doing that, I wish that they would use that $40 that we're all going to get for corn and stack that with all the other like subsidized crop insurance, which is probably worth another $60.
Yeah.
And if they could just give us $100 and say $100, but
You got to do something.
you have to do something with your money, right? Which like isn't ridiculous. If you're not gonna give money to a charity that burns the money.
Right.
You would expect them to say, okay, I understand you have a little administrative cost in your charity, but then I want you to be giving whatever, food to the homeless, helping youth, whatever thing that you're doing. So like you'd expect that to happen. And I don't know why you wouldn't expect,
Right.
That's my soapbox. I've been saying that consistently since, for a while. So I think that is the solution is the perennials and then directing money to places that like will actually get used. Because, farmers are going to get, like the USDA offices are in every county. Farmers are going to get money. And it's just a matter of how are they going to, use that money? Are they just going to use it to give to the next ag supplier? Or are they going to use it for, I'll say, the greater good?
30. Yeah, that's kind of the...
Why'd you get 2? What if I had a 1?
I paired you.
Oh, okay. Go. I don't have a 1. Yes.
You don't have 6 points in there.
2, 4, 6,
Oh, my God.
8, 10 for the pair.
Unbelievable.
Boom!
Unbelievable. I had a good hand, too.
You had a good hand.
Yeah, that's what I think. Like, so if you pull my idea of pulling 10% of production out, it doesn't hurt the farmer, right? Because
No.
we're all playing on the same field.
Yeah.
It's good for anybody that sells like specialty seeds.
That's great.
It's pretty cool. But also, like it will probably hurt land values, I assume.
Maybe.
That's
That's a
it,
whole
though.
nother thing.
But that's it.
That's a whole nother episode for another podcast about talking about perennials and land values.
Yeah. And does it actually do that? If everybody's playing on the same field, does it actually reduce
Aren't those
values?
Oh my gosh, we're gonna go like 60 minutes on this episode. Aren't those farms that would be put into perennial? Aren't they not as worth as much anyway? Or those parts that get put into perennials?
Yeah.
Maybe they help property
It
values.
probably would, because you're losing money on those lower productive acres anyway. So
All right, so we talked about.
did we solve it?
I think we solved it. So we talked about the nitrogen machine.
Yeah.
Machine goes, brrr, I think.
That sounds right.
Do you think it makes that sound?
I think.
I'm pretty sure too. And we talked about how it goes into our business, like summing it up, right? And how like it's been kind of like this backdrop thing going on this whole time. And we found the solution. Is it that easy?
Somebody call the governor candidates. Let them know we fixed it.
Yeah. Maybe they can play cribbage with us.
Oh, I'd love it.
Episode 3. Governor candidates.
No, that's not going to happen.
No.
But episode 30, stay tuned. Like what you heard? Follow us between episodes on Facebook and Instagram at Iowa Cover Crop. Or send us an email and tell us what you really think at info@iacovercrop.com.